Hello, smart money traders. My name is Kenneth Unaji at Proculus Trading, your everyday Forex trading inspiration. Welcome to this week Forex analysis. I will be looking at the DXY, we'll be looking at the AED USD, the yen basket, and also the last but not the least, we'll be looking at pounds JPY. So these are my four pairs for consideration this week. So follow me to the chart as I show you my analysis for the coming week. Cheers. So guys, of course, as usual, starting with the fundamentals, okay, our major concern for this week is going to be the which is on that's on the 22nd of January and on the 23rd of January. Okay, and on 22nd, we're actually looking at these GDP reports that are coming out of the US, okay, which stands at formally it stands at 4.3, the forecast, and then we're actually expecting the unexpected value of also 4.3, but we can't say for sure until we see the figure coming out. And then also we now have the Bank of Japan, okay, bringing out its interest rates at still maintaining the same interest rate though, but we still have to stand aside and see what's going to happen in the coming week. All right, so as interesting as this week is going to be, you can see that we have a lot of opportunities, a lot of trading opportunities. I mean, a lot of trading inducements this week. So we're going to be having a lot of trading opportunities, not trading opportunities rather. We're going to be having a lot of volatility in the market. All right, so the markets will be kind of volatile this week. That's what I see, okay, from the fundamental standpoint. So let us head off to the chart and see what the charts or the technicals actually have for us going forward into the week. Okay, so come along with me. So as usual, first and foremost, along with us right here is the DXY, all right? And of course, okay, we always start with the fundamentals, all right? The fundamentals is saying that the GDP is actually at 4.3%, and that makes it actually bullish because the US dollar actually have the best GDP right now. The US economy have the best GDP in the market right now across the major pairs. And the fact that it's also a safe haven, it has this safe haven attribute. So these two combined gives it that push to be bullish. And you can also see that the monthly and the fundamentals are actually in alignment. Okay, we can see that the monthly is bullish right here, and then prices have come to bounce off this internal demand zone right here also. And then what we actually drew our concern to from last week was the fact that these two candlestick pattern actually was very outstanding. Okay, here we have this bullish engulfing pattern right here, okay, which gives us that even though the price have actually lingered for about 6 months, but you can see that the push of these two price action right here, that's this candle and this candle is actually kicking in right now. Okay, so we see price coming to clear this high up, this above, that's above here, and then headed for this monthly fair value gap, as a magnet. And then what we also see now is that we can see that price also gave us this liquidity sweep on the monthly time frame right here. Okay, so all these are actually indicators that price actually wants to go to the upside. That actually established our bias from last week. Okay, so we're not going to spend much time on the monthly time frame here. We already understand that the monthly time frame is bullish, so we go to the weekly time frame. The weekly time frame is actually in a bearish downtrend, in a bearish order right now, but we are still looking for price to actually push to this high up here. So until price comes to eliminate this high here, all right, we still remain bearish on the weekly. However, the daily actually gives us a more clearer detail as to what price is about to do. Okay, we established that the monthly is bullish. Now the weekly is bearish. All right, so we actually go to the daily time frame and see how price is actually playing out also. So on the daily time frame here, we can see that price have come to bounce off this zone right here, this daily time frame right here, because you can see that price made a push like this and then to the upside, and then so it gave us this very sweet demand zone, and prices have come to react of this demand zone, and then now it's actually at this supply zone, and it has actually eliminated the supply zone, which is what we actually anticipated from last week, that price will take out this high right here, which they have clearly done. And interestingly so, what it has also done is that it has closed with this bullish candle right here, and then also sustained by this candle, some almost a pin bar or a spinning top pointing towards the upside. So that further confirms our bias that price is likely to head to the upside. And then our target, of course, going forward into the week is that the first target, primary target, is this here, and then the secondary target is up here on the weekly time frame. Okay, up there on the weekly time frame is our secondary target. But that's actually, this will actually be a long ride from this point to this point and then to this point right here. But so we'll keep riding the trend as price continue to confirm the idea that we're actually moving to the upside. Okay, so we'll now see more details on the 4-hour time frame. Okay, where we now start seeing our structures playing out better on the 4-hour time frame. We can see that price actually did the whole of this come down. All right, up this point here, you can see price taking out structure, going to the upside, and then this trend line on the 4-hour is still much very intact. You can see that, and then price have come to create this 4-hour demand zone. Also, we actually wanted price to come into this zone that was from last week, all right, and then push to the upside, but it came down to this point right here. Okay, and then actually there was actually an internal demand zone right here that price bounced off, and also looking to head to the upside. So it gave us this push, and then it bounced from this zone right here. All right, so we know that the 1 hour is actually our structure time frame. That's where we actually try to start to consolidate on the reason why we should buy or we should sell. But of course, what we are doing right here is to sell the US dollar. Okay, so we now have price doing the whole of this. We have price doing the whole of this because the 1 hour time frame and the 4 hour are sort of similar in their, in their structural wave. You can see what price is doing, and then the last break of structure was here. So what we now had also from last week was that we saw price actually coming into this zone right here. Okay, stay with me. We saw price actually coming into this zone right here. Okay, that's it came to take out this fair value gap right here, absorb this fair value gap, and also this fair value gap is also found in our discount zone. When we take our Fibonacci and we take it out, you can see that price actually came into our discount zone, took out some orders, and then headed for the upside. Though we didn't get an entry reason, okay, because price actually moved very fast, and which was the targeted time frame for that trade was actually the Euro USD. But price did not give us a proper landing for us to take off. That was last week. So, and that's how we have it for the DXY. So in the coming week, we're also looking for the DXY to come and probably break this high and also push to the upside while maintaining this trend line as it goes up towards the north. All right, so that's it for the DXY. Our next time frame of concern. So the particular pair that we're looking at right now is the AUD USD, which is one of the pairs based with the USD that we're actually considering. We're not considering the Euro USD this week. We're looking at the AUD USD. So with me here is the AUD USD, and we can see some very interesting price action from the monthly time frame. Okay, from last week we already established all this. Okay, the AUD is on a downward push. Okay, and then it has come into this monthly supply zone and then made off a bounce off the monthly supply zone also. So we go down to the weekly, and then things start getting clearer on the weekly, all right, and more detail. So we can see that we have this weekly fair value gap nested in this monthly demand supply zone rather right here, and also price have come to absorb this point right here. It has come to absorb this fair value gap, all right, and then also formed a very nice bearish pin bar from 2 weeks ago. And then in this week that we just this week, this is the last candle coming out of last week, which is the weekly time frame, and we can see that price have actually given us another pin bar. So this how many reasons now, about 4 reasons why we should be looking at selling the that's the AUD USD in the coming week. All right, so our target is going to be here, and then this points also. All right, so let's not also forget that price is giving us a very nice fair value gap at this point here. So price may want to come and close up this fair value gap, maybe before going up a little bit and then going downwards. But for now, at least our primary target is this zone right here. Okay, so we now head down to the daily time frame, where things start to get more and more interesting. Okay, we can see that price is actually moving this direction, going this way, and then this way, and then this way. So price took out this high here, took out this high, and then price is now looking to take out this low, which actually expecting price to come and do so, to take out this low and then make a push to the downside. Because since we are buying the dollar index, okay, we are going to be selling AUD USD. So even though we are seeing some bullish price action in the coming week, we're not going to pay attention to it, okay, because our bias for the week is bearish. All right, so our expectation is that price will come and clear off this zone, right? So except something else happen on the DXY before we can actually change our bias. Of course, at every time we have to be flexible with our analysis. All right, so going forward, we go to the 4-hour time frame, okay, where we now see other details. Okay, for me, my favorite time frame for this analysis on the AUD USD is the 4-hour time frame. As we can see that price have been making this push to the upside, and then this, and then this, and it has come to form a very nice head and shoulder pattern. Okay, you can see the left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder, and we have a neckline here. So we actually expect price to probably come down, break this zone, and then head to the downside. Let's also forget that price is also in a range. Okay, so there are a lot of factors stacked for the AUD USD. So, like I mentioned earlier, what to be doing most of the week may be just to observe what price is doing. Okay, we may not be actively trading, but if price move very, very fast and give us some very nice entry, of course, we're going to take the chance. We're going to take the opportunity and see if we can make some decent profits off the market. So I'm going to be stopping here on the 4-hour for the AUD USD, because the 4-hour and the 1-hour time frame actually having the same structural pattern. So there's no point spending much time on the 1-hour time frame. So the next on the list is actually yen, the yen index, okay, which is the JPY basket. So here on the monthly time frame, of course, we start with the fundamentals, and then we also established from last week that the reason why the yen index have been dumping, have been going south, is because it has the lowest interest rates compared to its counterparts, that's the other major currencies in the market. All right, so we can see that price have been, going downwards and then going down. So now this is where price things get interesting. Okay, we're actually going to see that detail on the weekly time frame. Okay, where we things start getting more interesting. Okay, so what do we have here? Okay, we can see that price have come to this our red line right here. Okay, that we established from last week. This red line here. Okay, we can see that price have come to do a liquidity sweep, all right, meaning that it has gathered momentum, it has come to absorb fuel that will give it that push to the upside. All right, so in the coming week, we're only going to be looking to buy the yen index. We're going to be looking to buy the yen index and see how far price can go next week. Don't forget that from Forex Factory, from the calendar, we saw that we have some very decent news coming out on the yen index. All right, so we can now see that price also came here. That was the last time price was around this line right here, was in July 2024. Okay, that was the last time price came to this zone, this area here, and that was the lowest low as at then. Okay, so this is history in the making, guys. This history in the making. We can see that price have come to dip below this line right here. Okay, so it has created a new low after about what, 17 months. Okay, yeah, after about 17 months, price now is now creating a new low. All right, so see this pin bar. This pin bar, okay, during the week we were actually praying for this candle to close as a pin bar, and it has done exactly what we wanted it to do, and we are grateful for that. So when we go to the daily time frame, we'll start seeing other reasons why we should probably be buying the yen basket. That's buying the yen index, and then of course selling the currency pairs that are associated with it. Okay, so we move to the daily time frame. Okay, where we see other details. Okay, and we can see that price have been making lower lows and lower highs going downwards. Okay, just starting from here, let's just start from here. You can see price doing this, you can see price doing this, and this, and then it has created for us a supply zone at this point right here. And then we can see that after sweeping liquidity, price is now heading for this supply zone right here. Okay, so our expectation is that price will come and eliminate this high right here. So once price comes to eliminate this high here, it now gives us the confidence that yes, okay, price actually wants to go up. For now, we'll be sitting on our hands. Like I said, this week that we're actually entering will be more of observing how price is playing out. Okay, and nothing much more than that. But if price moves very fast, of course, we're going to act accordingly. Okay, so nothing much on the 4 hour because the 4 hour and the daily actually having similar price flexure points. That's structural points. Okay. So what do we still have? We still have price doing the same thing on the 4 hour time frame. We have price doing this and then pushing to the upside, going down. So even at the same level on the daily time frame, we expect price to come and take out that point also before going to the upside. So for now, we need the time frames to align. Okay. We need the daily and the 4 hour at least to align to give us that idea that yes, it wants to go to the upside, right? So of course, we're not going to be trading the yen index, even though we see opportunities. All right, so we're going to be looking for a currency pair in the yen basket that's actually associated with the yen index, and that's what we're going to be trading off. So if you're actually buying the yen index, we're going to be selling that currency pair. Okay, and of course, the currency pair that we're actually considering is the pounds JPY. So guys, with me here, we have the pounds JPY, the monthly time frame. Of course, we can see this is a no-brainer. We can see that price is on the rise. Okay, bullish, and then it has come to eliminate this zone right here. Okay, it has come to eliminate this top right here. So it will be coming back for some internal liquidity. All right, so then that being said, we'll go to the weekly time frame. We can see that okay, the weekly time frame. What do we have on the weekly time frame? We can see that price have given us this very nice bearish pin bar right here. Okay, we can see that pin bar right there. Okay, all right, so there's also some incentive that price may want to go to the downside. Okay, and then we may be looking to target this area. Though this is a very this a long target, but we keep our fingers crossed and see if price will actually favor us in the coming weeks, the coming month, and the coming quarter to see if price will get to this point right here. So it's on the daily that things start actually getting interesting and start seeing things in clearer details. Okay, what do we have? We can see that prices have been making a push to the upside all along. All right, you can see that prices have also been respecting this trend line. Okay, now prices have come to this point here and this point here, almost there. All right, so we're actually looking at price to come and eliminate this zone. Okay, probably coming to the big price become a little bit and then give us a bounce off. Also, maybe come back to this high here. But like I said, we're going to act accordingly. How I see price playing out, what I expect price to do is actually to come and eliminate this point, this low right here. So it'll give us that incentive that we are actually looking for price to head to the downside. Okay, and then our targets will now be around this point here, this liquidity point here. Can we see that? And then finally at this point here. Okay, so on the 4 hour, we also have bet on some interesting structure on the 4 hour. We can see what price is doing here. Okay, we can see that price have come to take out this high right here, and then that's created a very nice demand zone right here. Okay, so let's see if price will come all the way, come down, make a push to the upside a little bit, and then come down like this and see. So like I said, we are looking for price to actually eliminate this zone. Okay, we're looking for price to eliminate this zone right here on the 4 hour before we can start considering to look for selling opportunities. Okay, so guys, so there you have it for this weekly out. That's the coming week outlook. All right, that's for I think on the that's from I think today is Saturday. Today is Saturday, yes. Then today's 14th. No, today's 17th. Going forward. So we may see some decent price action in the coming week coming up. So guys, stay disciplined. Okay, my name is Kenneth Onaji as Proculus Trading, and I remain your daily Forex inspiration. All right, so please stay disciplined, stay focused, and don't forget to watch out for very nice price action in the coming week. Cheers for now. Bye.